What's going on, guys? Dave, Zach here with another video for you, but this is going to be something new that I haven't done before. We're going to do a movie review for Avengers Infinity War. I just seen the movie yesterday. It was a long day. We almost didn't make it. It was a pretty cool, it wasn't cool, but it was interesting, I guess. We the night before, one of our tires was losing air, which we thought was, just low on air because my brother, he has a part-time job that he delivers papers in the local area, so he drives a lot, and you're always having to put air in the tires, and it blew on us. Yep. We were planning on going to 11:30 showing to the movie, and ended up blowing on us like an hour before, so we had to go. And the tires for that particular car are very kind of rare, I guess. They don't make a lot of them, and it's hard to find a place that has them, so it took us like 2.5 hours to track down a place that actually had the tire, and we had to go purchase it, and those tires are expensive. So I literally had enough money. Like when I swiped my card to get those tickets and our popcorn and soda, I had like $2 left. So it was cutting it short. And when I go to see movies like that, I want to go to the good theater. I want to go to IMAX, and so I guess I could have went to a cheaper one, but it's Marvel. You gotta see these movies in the best quality theater possible. That's just the way I feel. So we're gonna jump right into this. I'm gonna plug in my mic. I didn't do that yet. I don't know. I think I get pretty good audio quality without it, but this thing adds a little bit more depth, I think. Maybe not. I don't know. That's just an opinion I have. Plug this baby in, and we're gonna jump right into this thing. So, to get right into it, first of all, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about how I felt about the movie. I'm going to go ahead and give that 5 stars. 5 out of 5. That movie was just... I'm still processing all the information. It was great. It was great. It was everything I hoped it would be, but more. And one of my biggest things with Marvel, I've always been a fan of the villain. And I'm kind of like that anyways with basically any movie. I guess for me, it gets old sometimes when you watch the same old stuff, and it's, the good guys win, and, you kind of know what's going to happen because you're so used to seeing every film do the same thing, and it gets old. And I want to be shocked. I want to be on the edge of my seat wondering what the hell's going to happen. I hate it when you can call these things. And sad to say, Avengers was kind of going down that path. It was getting to that point to where it's like, okay, we know what's going to happen, this and that. And this one was not like that. I was blown away. I was listening to a little bit some of the bigger channels. A lot of it I disagreed with, and mainly because some of these bigger channels that I watch that do the reviews, they were wrong. They were wrong. Their predictions were wrong, and I don't like how they keep telling everybody, these characters are coming back, they're not all dead, this is what's going to happen. It's like, you don't know that. You do not know that. You were wrong in your predictions. I was actually closer than they were, and I'm a little nothing channel that you could fucking throw away in a closet and forget about. It's like these people have million subscribers and stuff. They have the money to go purchase any comic they want. Come on. But it is what it is. I'll probably get shit for that comment, but I don't really care. It irritates me sometimes. So I want to talk a little bit about the news here, and I'm going to break this video up into sections and edit stuff out. So I apologize if this video drags on longer than it should. Like I said, this is the first movie review I've ever done, and I don't study beforehand on this sort of stuff. I just sort of do it off cuff. And kind of see what happens, you know? Okay, so Thanos, villain, hardcore guy, Titan, just regular badass. Trying to get all 6 Infinity Stones, destroy half the population of the universe, restore some balance. Definitely my favorite character of the Marvel Cinematic Universe by far. I'm attracted to the villains. I like the villains. I always have. You know, Darth Vader was my favorite villain in Star Wars universe, probably my favorite of all time. So it just comes to me. Josh Brolin, I felt, had taken him to a whole nother level, and I'm a fan of Josh Brolin, anyways. No Country for Old Men was one of my favorite movies of all time when that came out, and just loved him ever since. So, and I think that he has an amazing voice. You know, I think that's a big part of playing a villain. You got to have the voice. I'm kind of curious for when Solo comes out, because Paul Bettany, I just can't picture him playing a villain, so that's going to be interesting. But I'm going to go in and be open and have an open mind about it, and I'm not going to judge. I'm not going to judge. Just simple observation is all. So, we have, let me try to bring this up. We want to talk about the box office success. Now, on my Facebook, and I'll put a link in the description if you want to follow me on that. I need to get a separate Facebook thing going, so that way if I do happen to get people that would like to go to it, there'll be like a separate sort of page for fans. God, that sounds weird to even say that. I don't have fans. But anyways, Infinity War on track for 235 million plus opening weekend. Now that is amazing. Coming in right behind Force Awakens. I will say my prediction was wrong. I assumed this movie would take the cake for all movies in history for total box office. I mean, it's not over. We're in the early morning hours of Saturday, so I mean, we still got some time on this. So for all I know, I could be right. Unlikely. I don't think at this point, at this juncture, it's going to top Force Awakens just from the looks of the market so far for this. But I guess I kind of judged that by on YouTube. I mean, the view count for that first Infinity War trailer was, what was it, like 175, 180 million views. I mean, when it comes to views, that is a lot. I mean, there's other videos, obviously, on YouTube that have topped 1 billion, but still, for a movie trailer, I think Force Awakens, got up to like maybe 70, 80 million before the Force Awakens comes out. I know now it's surpassed 100, but I mean, just to think on a large scale like that, just view-wise, I figured, this movie was just going to dominate everything. And I was just kind of keeping an eye on the views, and I mean, just doing YouTube videos, it's just kind of something you always look at, I guess. But lot to go over here. We have, obviously, Thanos gets all the 6 Infinity Stones. Spoiler alert, sorry, I should have said that. Well, I'll put it in the description. Gets all of them. Paul Bettany, Vision, finally, at the end. That was sad. And we see half of the characters go. We see them disappear in dust, it looks like, and we would assume that is their death. Obviously, we've never seen in the past where Thanos, has decimated, so we don't know exactly. In the beginning, you had the Asgardians being slaughtered, killed by Thanos. Beats up the Hulk. I thought it was incredible. And I know people love the Hulk. I love the Hulk too. But, it's Thanos. You gotta see that sometimes. Like, you gotta see the people you love, in this comic book world, Marvel Cinematic Universe, lose once in a while, because I think it builds the character-to-character dynamics character-to-character relationships, and it makes them more powerful. It really does. It makes you care a lot more. When you constantly have a movie that keeps doing the same old thing, and you know that the villain's going to lose, and they're all going to be happy, go lucky, everything's going to work out, it just becomes boring. And especially when you have a movie that's, over 2.5 hours or 2 hours, 20 minutes, whatever, you become bored because you're not on the edge of your seat because you kind of know what's going to happen. And that's what I loved about this, because it was just so different. And I loved the Guardians of the Galaxy coming into this. I thought that was just incredible. I love Chris Pratt as an actor. That guy is just, he's definitely probably my top 3 favorite. I mean, he is, I don't even think like this is acting to him. I think he is just so natural when it comes to these things. And it's kind of like Robert Downey Jr. I mean, if you actually listen to his interviews and you see him sort of talk and stuff, he's just got that natural talent, to not even have to act. He just does it. It's just like a part of him, and it just made it so incredible. And just the comedy parts of this movie I thought were incredible. I know some of other YouTubers that are big on these reviews felt like it didn't hit home with the comedy, like some of it was just sort of too far, but I didn't think that. I thought it was great. I thought that it was nice, even, balanced action, comedy, even, a little bit of romance thrown in. I thought it was all perfect. I thought it was a nice, even flow, and you didn't get too caught up in one storyline. And we all know from watching Avengers, it sort of jumps and jumps and jumps. And I felt like there wasn't no big gaps. I felt like it all sort of came together in a nice culmination of just amazing scenes. And definitely Avengers, I would have to say this is their, I don't want to say masterpiece because that sounds kind of old-fashioned, I don't know, but it just definitely their best. A lot of things kind of being open. We seen the credit scene. God, that sucked because we're sitting there and obviously, you got the people waiting to clean the theater, and they were like literally like where we're sitting. I mean, I was probably like 1.5 feet from the guy. It's like, dude, I am not moving from this seat until I see this. Fucking go sit over there. It's like, no, man, I got to see this. And we were running behind. Like, we had to get to a baseball game. We had to pick up, what is that? Look at that. Look, it's the green machine. That's funny. Sorry to interrupt you. I actually know that guy. He's a local business owner, and he bought that van a while back. I just kind of happened to notice. I figured that'd be kind of cool to put on camera, so there you have it. Green machine. Anyways, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah. Last credit scene. So, spoiler alert. Captain Marvel symbol. My brother called it, actually, before I did, because I was sort of, I guess, during the final credit scene, I was kind of trying to analyze the entire picture. Like, I was looking in the corners, I was looking everywhere, because I was just sort of waiting to see something. I thought it was really going to be more important than what it was. Obviously, that symbol was the sole purpose of that scene. So yes, Captain Marvel, we have that movie coming out, I think, a year from now, something like that. I don't know. I guess I could look it up. Sorry for the wait here. Yeah, my brother, he knows everything about the comics. He's probably read every single one, so I mean, any symbol of any character he knows. He's a little bit older than me. What's going on, guys? This video is going to go into a part 2 because they only let me upload 15 minutes worth of videos, so this is going to be the end. Stay tuned for the second part of this video. It should be uploaded by the end of today. See you later.